Today I'm going to share with you a better way to declutter and downsize your wardrobe because you're probably doing it wrong. Here's how most of us tackle decluttering our closet, or decluttering basically anything. We look at everything that we have in our closet and then we start by deciding what we don't want to keep, right? Because if the point is decluttering, I want to focus on the things I don't want anymore. Wrong. Okay, not necessarily wrong, because in my opinion, decluttering is decluttering. So even if you're not doing backwards decluttering like we're doing in today's video for our closet, you're still decluttering, so props to you. But I have a slightly more effective way to declutter, especially when it comes to the closet. And instead of looking at all of our clothes and starting by removing the things we don't want, we're going to start by identifying the items we have to keep. What items do you have to have? What are your tried and trues? Your favorite jeans, the best tank top, your go-to sweatshirt. I want you to think about if you could only have a closet of 30 pieces or 40 pieces or whatever, which pieces would make the cut? Once you've pulled out your absolute favorites, I then want you to think about where you're missing things and then start to fill in those spots. Now, we're still not pulling out anything that we don't really love. The jeans that don't fit are not making the cut. If it's a shirt that you never feel confident in, leave it out. So bring in stuff to complete the wardrobe, but not at the expense of bringing in anything that you don't absolutely love. Essentially what you're doing here is creating a capsule wardrobe from what you already own. You're not purging your closet yet or getting caught up in the emotional aspect of clothing. I'm not getting stuck on pieces on if I should keep it or if I shouldn't, because essentially I find when we declutter our closets, this is the one big hang up, and it can't be when we're decluttering a lot of spaces, but I find it to be most prevalent in our wardrobe. We end up on these pieces and we really get stuck on those just in case pieces a lot more than we might in other places in our home, because we're really thinking about events that we might go to or outfits that we might need to make. And so we're like, well, I might just need to keep this in case I have to go to a wedding or I have a business meeting I have to go to. And it really makes it a lot harder. And there's also a lot of emotional connection to clothing as well, whether it's pieces that don't fit us anymore or don't fit us the way that they used to, or something that we bought that was really expensive but we just never really loved. And so by doing backwards closet decluttering, you're sort of avoiding this step of having to decide if it's a keep or a not keep. You're really just focusing on what you definitely love, the pieces you love to grab from your wardrobe, the pieces you wear all of the time, the ones that fit you great and you look good in. So at this point, you've really grabbed a lot of your favorites, and I want you to sort of take a step back and again, remember that the goal here is to create a capsule wardrobe. Now, if you don't know what a capsule wardrobe is essentially a smaller collection of clothing that is versatile, interchangeable, and easily complement one another. Each item can go with multiple other items, and often it tends to be our classic and favorite pieces that don't really go out of style. They're really versatile. It's a top that can be worn with multiple bottoms, or it's a cardigan that can be paired with multiple things. Okay, so now you're looking at everything you have, you're remembering that you're trying to create a capsule wardrobe here, so you need to ask yourself questions. One, are there any places that you are missing something? Maybe you don't have a favorite pair of blue jeans. Maybe you don't have a basic white tee. You have two choices here. You can either shop what you already own, but remember, I don't want you to bring something in that you don't really love. So the other option is to take a note of it in your phone so that next time you're doing some clothing shopping, you can buy a lot more intentionally. I find that lots of times when we are shopping for clothes, we tend to go into a store, we find things that we think are cute or trendy or might look good on us, we try them on, and we just buy the things that like suit our body, which is totally fine, but then we might end up with a closet that's not all that versatile. We might end up with a ton of sweaters because sweaters just naturally look good on us and we don't really have any good bottoms to wear them with, or whatever. If you take some notes of the main pieces that are missing in your wardrobe, you can be a lot more intentional next time you're doing some shopping. You can look at your notes, you can remember, I really need a good basic tee in a neutral color, and you can work on shopping for that. The other thing I want you to look at is if you have too much of something. Have you pulled out all of your favorites and you have 10 pairs of black leggings? Now, certainly I'm a huge lover of black leggings. I wear them probably 80% of the time in the winter, but how many pieces do you realistically need? And are all of those absolutely your favorites? So this is the first sort of time that you might look at something and decide if something needs to go if you have too much of something in a specific category. You're doing your best to take your current wardrobe, essentially pare it down to a capsule wardrobe of 30 to 40 pieces. You're gonna take all of those favorites, that capsule wardrobe, and you're gonna push it to the side, and what you're left with is the items that didn't make the cut. So what are we gonna do with these items that didn't make the cut? Obviously, first things first, you can go ahead and just weed out any items that are obvious items that need to go. Maybe these are items that are damaged, items that you like right away, you don't have to second guess it. You're just like, I don't need this anymore. I can donate it. I don't really want it. Like, get out of here, get out of my sight. I don't want to see you again. And then you are left with the roadblock items. These are the maybe items and the ones that would usually hang you up when you started decluttering. It tends to be these, I might just wear these items, I might fit into these items, I might need these items, that really cause roadblocks for us. So here's how you're going to fix this. You're gonna get yourself a big bin, you're gonna put all the maybe items into this bin, and you're gonna store it somewhere in your home, okay? You're not getting rid of it, because now you don't need to worry about making the decision if you're keeping it or not. You're simply storing it somewhere that's away from your everyday wardrobe. Now, I got this idea 100% from the Project 333 from Courtney Carver, or is it the 333 Project? Project 333. But essentially, her idea was she created a wardrobe where she took only 33 pieces from her closet, and then that's all she was allowed to use for 3 months, which is where the 333 comes from. And then she would take the rest of her wardrobe and she would pack it away. And I thought that that idea was really brilliant. The idea that it wasn't like that you were getting rid of everything, because I think that's a really hard step for people when it comes to decluttering. You're just packing it away, but it's not then in your normal rotation. So any of those maybe items that are left over that you're not quite sure about, you're gonna put them in a bin, you're gonna store them away from your normal closet rotation, whether it's in an attic or a basement or in a linen closet, wherever it goes. The idea is that you want your general wardrobe, like what you're putting back in your closet, to just be the tried and true. The idea is that you're creating a wardrobe that has everything you need without the excess. And this will allow you to have a wardrobe that doesn't require digging and searching, because it's just your favorite, most versatile pieces. So all of your favorite items, your little capsule wardrobe that you created, that goes back into your closet or your dresser or your wardrobe or whatever vestibule item you use for storing your clothes. And then your less favorites, but you're not getting rid of them, items are getting stored somewhere else away. And the goal is to essentially try to live with this minimized wardrobe for as long as you can. And as time passes, maybe you'll realize, you know what, I do need that black cardigan that I put away. You can go down to the bin, you can grab that black cardigan and add it back into the mix. Now, don't take advantage of this. You don't want to be shopping from the bin every single time you want to make an outfit. The goal is really to use your minimized wardrobe, but ultimately the idea is that if you don't really think of something that was in that just in case bin, you probably didn't really need it. But if it's something that you keeps coming up and you're like, ooh, I really wish I had a black cardigan for this outfit, then that's cueing you in that this is a worthwhile piece that's worth having in your closet, because it is something that you wear and something that you use to create outfits on an often basis. The idea is that in 4 to 6 months, you're gonna revisit this bin and you're gonna see all the pieces that you never came back for. All the pieces that you never thought of. You didn't actually need to create an outfit. You didn't actually have the event that you needed to wear that item. And that will make it a lot easier for you to probably get rid of some of these things and say, okay, it's been 6 months, I did never wear this, or an entire winter season has passed and I never wore that sweater. It's gonna make it a lot easier to let it go. And if you're still not ready to let it go, leave it in the bin. I don't care, leave it in the bin for a year or two. Eventually it's gonna hit you. This sweater has been sitting in this bin for 2 years and I haven't worn it. It's time for it to go. And what's so beautiful about this whole idea of backwards decluttering is, one, you're not getting hung up on those just in case pieces, because you still get to keep them, so you don't have to worry about letting them go or not. But these just in case pieces are not cluttering up your daily wardrobe. So you're gonna find that getting dressed in the morning is a lot easier because it's just your favorite items. And eventually some of these just in case items are going to answer themselves if they're really just in case. Did you ever really need them? All right, my friends, that does it. That is my idea for how to do backwards closet decluttering. I think this is a really effective way to declutter a lot of spaces, but especially in the closet, just because I think we get hung up on just in case items a lot more than we might in other aspects of our home. If you try this out, let us know in the comments down below if you were able to minimize your wardrobe down to some of just the favorites. As always, thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Remember to be kind to yourself and to others, and I will see you all in my next video.